Hello, welcome to the second lesson of the course Let's Talk SQL. On the first lesson, we have covered what is the database, we installed the software required for the course, which is the SQL Server Developers Edition, which does not require any license and it's for free. We as well installed the SSMS or SQL Server Management Studio, which is the software that allows you to talk to the database, and we linked a sample database to practice on it. If you are required to install the SQL Server environment, please watch the first lesson where it provides detailed steps of the installation. Also, please subscribe to the channel to get a notification for the next lesson. What are we covering today? We are covering the basics of a select statement. Okay, let's start. So, as we said, the main application that allows us to talk to the database is the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, or the SSMS. And in order for you to run it, you would click Start and type SSMS, and then just click SQL Server Management Studio. Once you do that, you're going to find, as I said, the server name requested. Usually it defaults to localhost. Just hit connect. So this is the interface of the SQL Server Management Studio. We're just going to focus on the basic features and we're just going to ignore about everything else. Yes. Okay, so on the left side, you're going to find the Object Explorer. We can expand the databases. That's the database that we have imported yesterday, the Wide World Importers. We can expand that, and the one thing that we're interested in is our tables. So we can expand that to view our tables. The majority of the applications in the world, CRM, financial, they try to make their tables meaningful. So if I let this application.cities, application.countries, sales.customer transactions, sales.customers, they are really meaningful. They don't need any explanations. Let's see our data. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to hit the new query. That's going to open for us a blank screen. And then we want to see what's inside this table. I want to see my customers. So the first statement that you're going to learn in SQL is select. Oh, so I want to say to SQL, select the data from the customer. Okay, let's replace the word the data with the simple asterisk. Didn't we agree that we're going to learn SQL as if we're learning any language, and any language has its own words? Okay, so instead of the data, we're going to say asterisk. So select asterisk from, then my table, sales dot customers. So see how friendly SSMS is? Like, it tried to give you the suggestion of what you want to select, even if you did not complete the whole word, and then you, with your arrow on your keyboard, you selected the table. If you hit tab, then it types down for you the word. So now we've learned the first thing, select asterisk from sales.customers. Now we want to see what's there. So we learned about the new query. Let's now execute this query. Oh, now it started to give us something to look at. We've got our customers. Customer number 1, Tailspin Toys. Customer 2, Tailspin Toys, probably another location, and so on. And at the bottom right of the screen, we can see how many records we have, or how many customers we have. 663. Okay, that's nice. Let's practice another select statement. Okay, what are we interested in? Invoices. Okay, our system does have invoices. let's say select our data. Oh, sorry. Let's say select asterisk instead. From sales.invoices. Feeling lazy. I don't want to type this. I'm going to drag it and drop it. Oh, you can do that. Highlight it and then execute. Nice. Here are my invoices and here are my customers. Okay, let's do another practice with my select statement. Select asterisk from, and then we want to see the invoice lines. Oh, these are the details of the invoice. Invoice ID number 1, which is the invoice number, and this is my item, and this they bought 10 for $230. Wow, and then I have 228 records. Why am I highlighting every time I run the statement? Why am I highlighting the statement? Because if I ran without highlighting, I hit execute, it executes all the statements. See, like that's the result of the first statement, result of the second statement, result of the third statement. Let's focus on the first statement. Okay, I got over here customer number 1, and I've got some invoices over here. I want to see the invoices, what the customer number 1 bought from me. So tell me in English, how would you say that? I want to select all the invoices for customer number 1. Okay, let's replace the word for with where. Okay, where. And then what do you want to say? I want to say that customer ID equals 1. Oh, okay. Let's select the statement and see. 123 records. All of these are the sales for customer number 1. What else can we do? Let's select from here. Okay, let's see all the sales that were greater than $2,000. Okay, where, and this is the column that we want to filter, extended. See, as well, it's SSMS is trying to help you. I'll select the column, hit tab, and then I'll say, oh, greater than. Oh, in my keyboard, greater than is this sign. And then I'm going to say 2,000. Nice. Okay, what else do you want to filter? Actually, I want to filter this product. My management is thinking that they want to invest more. So my managers are asking me to get the sales for this product, which is greater than $2,000. Okay, so I want to say, yes, the extended price is greater than 2,000, and my description is equal to, let's copy the description because it's too long, and then if I paste it over here, see, it gave you a lot of errors, like these arrow lines. That means that there's an error. So why did it error out? Okay, when you want to tell SQL that you are comparing a word, number of words, a phrase, then you need to wrap this with a single column. The reason why is SQL does not understand whether you want your comparison to end here or here or here. Did your product end here or here? So what we say is we tell SQL that this is what we want to compare to. So let me run the statement. So see over here we had a lot of products: USB foot flash drive, 10mm double-sided bubble wrap. So let's run the statement and see what's going on. Oh, we got all the products over here, and we got all our sales. A sum of 299 records. That's nice. Okay, let's go back to our select statement over here for the invoices for customer number 1. Okay, so I want to see the invoices. What was the oldest invoice for this customer? Okay, then I need to sort these invoices in a specific, what in English? Order. Perfect. We can do that. Okay, order by invoice. Oh, to understand that, invoice dates. Okay, let's run this. Okay, my oldest invoice for this customer was on the 4th of March 2013. Okay, what if I want to see what was the latest invoice for this customer? That means I want to reverse the order. So when you write order by invoice dates, this way, by default, SSMS thinks that you're sorting ascending. So how we can say descending? Oh, descending is a long word, but we can do the abbreviation of DESC. And let's run this statement again. Oh, the last invoice was 27th of May 2016. Okay, that's really nice. So even by stopping over here and not completing the whole course, you can, as an end user, investigate your data if you wish to. But let's do some more statements and try to connect these tables together. Let's open a new query. Okay, so let's again select asterisk from sales dot invoices. Nice. Oh my god, what is this customer name? I wish to know what's this customer name. We can do it this way. From sales dot customers, where customer ID is equal to 832. Oh, okay, this is my customer name, but I want to see my customer name in the same statement. Okay, and that gets us to the new thing that we're going to learn today, the joins. How can you join two tables together in the same select statement? Okay, let's do this. I'm going to say select asterisk from sales.invoices. Join. Okay. Can we call it inner join this time? Sales.customers. Okay. So what are you joining at? What is in the invoice table that you want to link to the customer? So if we expanded the columns of every table over here, sorry, let's expand the invoice, the customers. The two columns that are in common is the customer ID. On the customer table, you're gonna find the customer ID, and on the invoices table, you're going to find the customer's ID. Okay, so I'm going to say on sales dot invoices dot customer ID is equal to sales dot customers dot customer ID. Nice. Okay, let's run this statement. These are a lot of triggers. And now we get to understand that when we say asterisk, we are getting all the columns of every table. But now we have two tables in this statement. So that means that this brings all the columns of the two tables. Okay, that's fine. But we want to have fewer columns to investigate. Another thing, we don't want to every time write sales.customers.customer ID. We want to find something easier. So SSMS allows you, while writing a select statement, to give a nickname for the table. Okay, so I'm going to call this table INV as a nickname. And I'm going to call customers as CUS as a nickname. And at this point, I can replace this part by INV and replace this part by CUS. Great, that works. But I don't want all the statements as well. I want to see the INV dot customer ID, and I want to get the name from the customer table. Okay, what's the name? Customer name. And I'm interested in the invoice number dot, which is in this table, is called invoice ID. And I'm interested in the invoice dot date. Okay, and please sort it by invoice date. If I ran this statement, then now I can read my data. Okay, I want the actual details of every invoice. So now we have the invoice, invoice number, invoice date, but what were the details of every invoice? What were the items inside each invoice? Okay, so we have linked on the customer. We know that the details of every invoice is in the invoice lines. So let's do the same thing. Let's link the invoice to the invoice line. But what's common? What's common between these two tables? Okay, let's expand this. And then I have an invoice ID. And if I expand over here, I have an invoice ID. So probably I want to get all the lines having the same invoice ID for the invoices. So I can say inner join, then let's get sales dot invoice lines. Let's give it a nickname of LIN. And what are we linking on? On LIN dot invoice ID equals to our INV dot invoice ID. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, and then we want to see as well over here, separating this by a comma, LIN dot description, which is our product. Let's go to the next line, LIN dot extended price. If I ran this statement, let's see what we are going to get. This customer on this date, this invoice number, they bought a plus chark slippers for the total of $36. customer, invoice date. Oh, looks like we have a report. Okay, get me everything for the customer number 1. Okay, so as you see, there is a structure for the language. Every language has a structure. So we have to say select, and then these are the columns that we are selecting. Let's get this select statement over here. Get this to the next line. And then the from comes after the from the tables I'm selecting from. At the very end comes the order by, and then before the order by, we can put our where statement. I want to say where cus dot customer ID is equal to 1. Okay, we've got all the sales for customer number 1. By now, we have learned the basics of a select statement. You can now present your data and view it. On the next lesson, I will teach you a bit more about select statement and how to present it on a report. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.